Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I have some pictures of lunch. This was one of the places we stopped on our trip to Peru, and they had some unique food and they were in a very unique and really pretty spot. So we definitely wanted to take a lot of pictures, and now it's going in the scrapbook. So I have two pieces of paper that I'm using. One is from Simple Stories Kate and Ash collection, so that is the multicolored triangle paper. I turned it upside down because I thought it looked mountain-esque in that way, and we were in the mountains, so that seemed appropriate to me. And then the other page is, it almost looks like a chain link, and it is from Project Life, but I couldn't tell you what collection or anything. It came from Tuesday Morning. And then on the back side, it has all these words written in like black cursive on white background. So I end up using all three patterns. Obviously you can see that it's a 9.5-inch square that I put on top of the triangle paper. I map my photos on black paper just to help them to stand out. You'll see throughout the video that my little Herma mounting square dispenser is having some trouble. See, I kind of have to peel off the little squares and stick them down. I think maybe I loaded it up incorrectly, which would not be a surprise to me, but also, I mean, it's like only has a third left or so of it, so I'm not going to bother to undo it and fix it again. It doesn't matter to me. But as you can see, I've got all these photos together, and I know I want to kind of cluster them together, but loosely so. So I'm kind of arranging my photos, and they all overlap a little bit. You can still see the main subject of each of these photos, but they're all touching another one. And I know I want to at least end up popping up one or two of the photos to give them some dimension and a little more interest there to the layout. But ultimately, I like how I'm putting them all together and how they're coming together, so I decide to stick everything down, because I was happy with it. And I think that works out. It's a little odd. I know this is not any kind of, typical layout. There are way too many photos, I think, for a typical layout, but it's really hard, I find, to pare down the photos that you put on a layout. I know a lot of times it's more trendy, I suppose, to have, one photo or one or two. But when I go on trips and stuff, I find it hard to just pick one or two photos. And this is actually, far fewer photos than what I actually took of this event. So I felt like I was doing a good job. But it still is quite a bit. But I think I make it work. I trim down my photos so that it's only the important part of the subject, that is on there. And I think I make it work. Now, I'm using some Amy Tangerine thickers. Let's see, they are called Grove, and they have like a watercolor green kind of vibe, which I think works really well, not only with the green in the Kate and Ash paper in the very background, but also the green in the photos. I think look nicely with it. Now, I just spell out the word lunch. It's not a super creative title by any means, but it does describe what we're doing, and I do add a little bit more in my journaling. So my journaling card, I found it in my Simple Stories travel-themed snap cards pack, which, it works out perfectly. It says, "Let's eat." So I just talk about how this was a really unique spot, kind of seemingly in the middle of nowhere, and then there's this beautiful venue. We had a buffet, and I got to try this. It's like a fried sweet potato wrapped cheese bit, which was really actually pretty good. I'd never had anything like it, but I'll try to from now on because it was good. And then also I had bananas covered in chocolate. And I had a friend who went to Peru a few years ago and said that the bananas were just spectacular. And don't get me wrong, it was, all the bananas that I had there were good bananas. But I did not find any spectacular bananas. So I always took pictures of the bananas that I ate in order to, let him know if this was the world's most spectacular banana that I had been hearing about for years before we went. This, unfortunately, was not. Like I said, it was a good banana, but, nothing to write home about, so here I am documenting it, which I know sounds silly. But here I am now embellishing. I'm using embellishments from all kinds of things. I have the Paige Evans Good Scenic Route chipboard. I have some puffy stickers from Pink Fresh. I have some enamel dots I'm about to get out. I try to use my Heidi Swap like little definition stickers. I'm going for a little bit of everything. And I think that's nice. I am not one to, get stuck on any one collection. And if you like to use just one collection, I don't mean that as negatively as it sounds, but I like to use a little bit of everything, and I really like using up my stash, which is what I am trying to do because I know there are a bunch of collections coming out that I definitely want to get, so I need to make room for them in my scrap room. So slowly but surely, I'm putting a little bit of everything on my layouts, and I like how it looks. I think the colors coordinate pretty well. They may not be an exact match, but that doesn't bother me. And again, I like using my stuff. I like using it up, and I like getting it on the page. So that's exactly what I'm doing, just putting little odds and ends on my layout. And I think it turns out pretty well. I think sometimes more is more, and it is okay to just add things because you like them. Maybe it doesn't follow the design principles or anything like that, which I don't think I do here much at all. But it works for me, and I like how it turns out. So, like I said, I'm trying to get a little bit of everything on here, and I ultimately decide enameled dots are the way to go. I thought I was just going to use like one or two of them, but I think it's a little impossible to do that. I have to use the whole row of the enamel dots, so I think the pink color ends up looking pretty good. And that will finish up my layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.